Welcome to Empty Backfield with Mike Killey. I'm Mike Killey. And today we're going to talk about Josh Dobbs because I think a lot of people were really impressed, including myself, with what we saw on the field to the last two games with Josh Dobbs. And it was seemingly unexpected. You know, we thought we were going to have a battle for that third string guy, whoever's going to make it behind Jacoby Brissett to back up until Watson's return. And that competition is going to be Dobbs versus Josh Rosen. But as we can see now after this game, it is clear Josh Dobbs has asserted himself into that backup role for Jocoby. And I got to tell you, based on what I've seen so far, I'm starting to get on the Dobbs hype train. So let's talk about what he did today. He played the first half and then was replaced in the third by Josh Rosen. He was 14 of 20 for 141. He also rushed 4 times for 47 yards and a touchdown. I think one of the things that surprised me the most about Dobbs was he's not lightning fast. He's not Lamar Jackson. He's not Michael Vick. But he can move. He's elusive. He's fluid. I went and looked up his 40 time. And I see that on Wikipedia, his 40 time was 4.64. Respectable. But there's a lot of quarterbacks that are kind of right around that 4.6 mark, right? But I think the thing that really stuck out to me, and if you can actually see over there, the picture that I grabbed, was when he broke out, when the guy was grabbing his undershirt, and then he went for the run. And then when he didn't panic in the red zone and picked up the ball when it hit the ground, and ran it in for a touchdown. I mean, those were impressive plays. Those were plays that if they go the other way, if he just falls on it or he can't get to the end zone, it's just, well, fine, let's go and reset and do it again. Or the play where the play broke down and he ran out. There's a flag on that, but it was defensive holding, which was surprising. I thought it was going to be brought back for offensive holding. But the fact that he ran off that run was really, really strong. I mean, that is a strong showing from Josh Dobbs saying, I want to make this team. Not to mention the fact being 14 for 20 for her 141, no touchdowns, but no interceptions in one half of play. You add that up for a second half, we're looking at, 250, possibly 300 yards if things get going. And you never know, he might add a touchdown or two. And so this is what I'm saying. With Josh Dobbs, it's really, really interesting what he's done with this role this opportunity he's been given while Deshaun's been out. A couple interesting things about Josh. So he's been in the league since 2017. He was drafted in the 4th round in 2017 by the Pittsburgh Steelers. He spent a couple years there, and he was 2017 to 2019 with the Steelers. Then he gets traded to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Then he goes back to the Steelers, at which point, because he was claimed, and then in 2020, and then he was placed on injured reserve last year, August 31st, and that was it. He was it. So he's available. So this April, the Browns signed him to a 1-year deal for $1 million. Sounds pretty good, right? And based off of what he's showing, the kid can play. I like hearing him. He sounds really smart. He sounds like he's a student of the game, which I love as a quarterback. But I think more than anything, the thing that I really like about him is his poise. We've had quarterbacks, if you think back to the Baker years, that we were just coming out of that Baker era, Baker was very emotional. He played and he let it all out there. And what you have with the 3 quarterbacks in the room this year, or actually 4 with Rosen, although I don't know if Rosen's going to be around very long, maybe just for the first 11 games. But if you look at Deshaun Watson, Jacoby Brissett, and Josh Dobbs, the one personality trait that they all have is they're all very even-keeled and mellow individuals. They're not, flashy, look at me, I'm going to get in your face, yell and scream, go down the field when I get a first down, rah, they're not those type of guy. They're more of in the in the mold of like Eli Manning, right? Or or like an Aaron Rodgers, who just nothing phases these guys. They just sit there and they go and they do the job. If something good happens, great. If something bad happens, no problem, right? It's just even keel, which is really, really important in the NFL, because a lot of times there are stressful moments. You know, you have to be able to perform under pressure. And I really like that about Dobbs. So really, really kind of interesting thing. Another thing that is somewhat interesting about Josh Dobbs, he suffers from a somewhat rare skin condition, and it's called, and I don't know if I can pronounce this right, but it's called alopecia something, and I'll tell you, there's a couple other guys out there that have it. I think it's called alopecia areata. I think I'm saying it right. But some other athletes that are kind of notable that have the similar, it's an autoimmune disease that makes it very difficult to it causes kind of baldness all over. Charlie Villanueva from the NBA and some other guys, Ryan Shazier, who's also from the Pittsburgh Steelers, and then NASCAR's Joey Logano. They all have this autoimmune disease. So that's why he kind of looks the way he does. But to be honest, I mean, I think it's freaking, I don't give a crap how anybody looks. I think that he is a great athlete. He has really, really impressed me. And I know that people are sitting there, and I was actually saying this. I was saying this last week. I was saying this on the pregame show that, hey, look, the hype train for Dobbs is he's playing against second and third string guys. He's playing against guys that might make the team, and other guys that are easily going to get cut, or best case, they're going to be practice squad guys. So, you know, everybody calm down about, you know, being super excited about Josh. But I'll tell you this. The cream does rise to the top, right? So if he's playing against second and third string guys, and then he's playing really well, right? So this week, 14 of 20, that tells me that he's the best out of that group, right? So I don't know how he would do against pure number ones, but you'd also have to think about this. If he's out there against defense, like real defense number ones, then he's going to have the Browns offensive line. He's going to have Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. He's going to have Amari Cooper, Donovan Peoples-Jones. He had David Bell out there today, and David Bell actually did pretty good. He was the leading receiver on the team, and he caught, 3 passes of 46 yards? Not bad. I think he might have dropped 1. But pretty good. From a yards perspective, not bad for for playing with Josh for that point. And I will say, I don't know if all of those came from Josh, but nonetheless, David Bell can catch the football. So I got to tell you, I'm excited about this guy. And it makes me think, if number one, we were talking about this in the pregame show, like, what are we going to do? Jimmy G. I think we're fine. I think at this point, we have a young guy who's shown that he can play, and he's earning his way into that spot, right? So and he's cheap. He's $1 million. So we got him there. And let's say that if Jocoby ever plays in the dang preseason, I thought he was going to play this week. I think we all did. So Jocoby's not out there. And then we got Josh Dobbs going out there and just performing. Right. So now we have the situation is now ever evolving with the Browns quarterbacks. So obviously Deshaun's out 11 games, but now we're in a situation where if Jocoby gets off to a really rough start or just an average start, like if Jocoby loses 3 games and there's stuff that he does to lose those games, you better believe there's going to be a change of quarterback. Because if the ship starts sinking early this season, and we got to make a change to be able to stay relevant and possibly in the hunt, then you could be looking at a replacement of Josh Dobbs. Or, of course, if something unfortunately happens to Jacoby where he's unable to play from an injury standpoint or, COVID or whatever. So I got to tell you guys, I'm excited about this. And whereas before I was on the boat of, let's just wait and see. We got two guys that who knows if they're okay. Josh Rosen looks like Josh Rosen. Right? When Josh Rosen's out there, the ball placement isn't there. The decisions aren't there. The athletic ability isn't there when you're comparing it to Josh Dobbs and what the type of performance and the productivity that he's had since he's been out there. I mean, it's night and day. So you've got a guy in Josh Dobbs who, let's be honest here, there's still a lot of football that he has to play and prove to say if he can be there. But you know what? We are in a situation where we need a backup to the backup because Deshaun's out for 11 weeks, right? So that's where it is. I'm really, really curious for everybody out there. I want to know what you guys think. Leave me a comment. Let me know if you're excited about Josh Dobbs. Are you going to run out and buy a 15 jersey? I don't know. I might. Wouldn't be the only time I've bought a backup quarterback for the Browns jersey. I've got a whole closet full of them. But I'm really excited about this guy. I hope you guys are too. And we might be like low key seeing this emergence of this young star in a situation that is very rare in the NFL where somebody gets an opportunity to shine and just does. That is great. It's a great story. He's bounced around a couple teams, comes from our arch rival, and we might have just found a gem in Josh Dobbs. So I'm really excited about it. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you think I'm crazy. But I think we could be looking at something good. So, guys, thank you very much for hanging out with me, Empty Backfield with Mike Kelly. I hope you guys are enjoying this, doing a lot more solo shows during this preseason, waiting for Mike Restano to come back, join me on the Wednesday. My dad is going to be joining me as well. He was there for the pregame show today, so you guys all got a chance to say hi to him. So we will see you again soon. We got Mike in the car coming up as well. Go Browns.